I'm Reverend Isaac Green Jr. of Equal Treatment Now Incorporated. We're a civil rights group out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we serve citizens throughout the state of North Carolina and across the state with helping them with issues of civil rights that they're having to deal with, especially those that are coming through governmental entities, which in many cases African Americans are deprived of their civil rights by government officials. So we're here today at the 10th session of what we refer to as the Citizens Public Street Whistleblowers Court. And we're here at the United States Middle District Court in Greensboro, North Carolina, this being April the 20th, 2015 on a Monday. And we do appreciate the mayor of Greensboro allowing us to have the privilege to speak here at this United States Middle District Court in Greensboro concerning some serious civil rights issues that are coming through this United States Middle District Court here in Greensboro, and not only here in Greensboro, but across the state of North Carolina that we have knowledge of, specifically in the Eastern District, the Eastern District Court out of Raleigh, North Carolina, which serves the eastern part of North Carolina. We're here today in reference to a civil rights employment retaliation issue that concerns Ms. Bridget Michelle Long out of Thomasville, North Carolina, who was an employee with Liberty Wood Nursing Center Incorporation, which she filed a federal claim in this court concerning employment retaliation. Same being a case that comes under the 1964 Civil Rights Act and also the 1991 Civil Rights Act, which is a remedy law to actually deter employment discrimination in the United States. So her case is just one case that we have found discrepancies and actual law violations that's been committed, what we refer to as high crime, by public officials. In her particular case, we have the United States Middle District Court Chief Judge, Judge William Lindsay Osteen Jr., who actually made a decision in her case somewhere around February the 24th of this year, 2015, to dismiss her employment case, which, in fact, during the discovery, basically all of the evidence, which we consider the preponderance of the evidence, were in her favor. And she, being an African-American woman, certainly is disturbing to the Black and Latino community, because we are considered to be minorities here in the United States. Now, because this has happened to her, we knew that we've been having problems with this court prior to her case. So what we did was, in advance, was to make sure that the President of the United States, President Barack Obama, and not only he, but also for him to convey the same message to the Vice President, Joseph Biden, and also to the United States Attorney General, Mr. Eric Holder, about these matters of race employment discrimination, which circumvent the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1991 Civil Rights Act. So we're here today, this being our second session here, which we were here on April the 6th, just a few weeks ago, to share this information with the public concerning what is taking place with African Americans having to come through this court, and very seldom, if any time, prevailing in these courts because we're being discriminated against by the judges. So we come to Greensboro today to alarm the city, to let you know that we're here for the people's business. And the people's business is to get some of these racist issues rectified in the public streets where everybody will know what's going on here at the United States Middle District Court here in Greensboro under what we call President Obama transparency policy. Now, this is our 10th session at public businesses concerning the matters that we're having to deal with on a regular basis. And these matters must be rectified by the United States federal government, because we know that North Carolina is not going to rectify these problems that we have. So we come for the second session here at this court. And we do have a little rain, but we're going to try to weather the storm and try to be brief. We don't want to get drowned out here because we've already been drowned in the courts. So we're going to share some things with you that you need to know concerning the Bridget Long case. And matter of fact, during discovery, there was information passed on in correspondence to this court, whereas her former employer actually in documentation lied on her. And the judges had this information in their possession. And then they take it upon themselves to abuse their discretion and dismiss her case prior to her trial, which had been already set and calendared for April the 6th, 2015. So in order to keep her from coming to court for the jurors to hear the preponderance of the evidence, which all favored her, basically, the judge, the chief judge here, Judge Osteen, William Lindsay Osteen Jr., he dismissed her case, permitting Liberty Wood Nursing Center to have what we call a summary judgment dismissal, which is totally wrong and is against the law, and it circumvents the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1991 Civil Rights Act. So now we know that the United States Congress President Barack Obama gives him the power to enforce these laws. So now we are seeking him and his administration to do something about these federal law violations that are being committed by federal judges. And we're expecting them to comply with the law just like any other citizens. And because we are jailed for violating the law, we expect the same to occur with them. So at this time, I think we're having great interference with the rain, and we don't want all our equipment to get wet. We're probably going to just have to just may curtail what we're doing right now until the storm blows over. So we're back on the air now, and we do give thanks to the Lord for letting us be here, and we do thank him for the rain that came, because we know he knows what he's doing, and he's always right. So we appreciate what he has done and allowed us to have a brief intermission, and now we're back for business. Now, I've got a letter that I want to share with the world that this court has in their possession in this case of Bridget Michelle Long versus Liberty Wood Nursing Center Incorporation out of Thomasville, North Carolina. And this letter is on their letterhead. And this letter was submitted to the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the Greensboro local office here in this city, same being dated February the 4th, 2013. And the letter was submitted by Liberty Wood Nursing Center top administrator, Mr. William Schutz. And for the record, his name is spelled Willam. That's the first name. And the last name is spelled Schultze. He himself submitted this correspondence to Mr. Jose J. Rosenberg, and it's submitted to him as being the commissioner of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Now listen to what Mr. Schutz wrote to Mr. Rosenberg. He says, "Dear Mr. Rosenberg, I am respectfully submitting a request asking you to reconsider your determination with regards to the charge referenced above. Miss Bridget Long was being used as an interactive aid for Liberty Wood Nursing Center through March 2010. And in the first sentence, he's referring to your determination. That's the determination letter that the EEOC ruled in Ms. Long's favor that she had been retaliated against by her former employer, Liberty Wood Nursing Center Incorporation. The second sentence says, she was duly employed with a contract company that we use for laundry, housekeeping, and food services. Now listen carefully at this next sentence. Sentence number 3 in paragraph 1. It says, after an altercation with an employee that also worked with the contract company. Now that health service group services that is being referred to. The contract company that works in a contract form for Liberty Wood Nursing Center. He goes on to say, she was terminated by said contract company. Now, I'm going to go back to part of this paragraph and the last sentence, which says, after an altercation with an employee that also worked with the contract company, she was terminated by said contract company. Now, in the first paragraph, Mr. Schutz never say that she was terminated by Liberty Wood Nursing Center. He said the contract company. Now, he ought to know the contract company. He's the administrator. He ought to know. Well, I mean, that's reasonable, I would think, and logical for somebody who has got a contract company working for them. He ought to know the upper management and what they're doing. If in fact it's involved Ms. Long, who is also employed by Liberty Wood Nursing Center. Now, this is the point. They lied on her. And the judge in this court accepted the lie. She was never involved in an altercation. So they used that as a pretext so that they could get rid of her. In other words, terminate her, fire her, as some people use the word. Never did Mr. Schutz say that we called the police. He never said that. He never even said who the person was that she had the altercation with. Now, who was she fighting with? Who was it? You mean this white man didn't know